Alright, I already have doubts. Heading over to the CM Punk return around Survivor Series around the War Games main event match, we had reactions deeming over Rollins that openly had opinions over Rollins being a locker room cancer one time over when he was in the red carpet. I don't know if it was a build over a pay-per-view or a movie he was doing. I don't know if this was due over his injury, but he openly already has negative opinions over CM Punk. And the majority of the time, WWE can get a number of guys with heat over in the locker room, and that negative aspect got Nia Jax released. Punk is a different matter, where he openly was a douche around the locker room, had negative aspects around the business, had one of a pessimistic personality, and openly fought around creative control, where it even described him, even though he was one of the major draws over in AEW, really wasn't pushing the needle, but was guarding already negative aspects that even got the Young Bucks to not hate him. Changed over the whole relationship between Tony Khan and majority of the EVPs that ended up over two backstage scuffles that had to get deflated by Miro and Samoa Joe. Ended up with violence around the guys that owned a majority of the company while having your own primary show, and you still get fired over that while opening their stuff, opening your personal information out. Punk is probably one of the more prolific divas over on the main roster that still has major fanfare. And I guess fans that are depicting this, just like me, I called already 7 months. He'll probably headline a match over at WrestleMania, but depicting on how the long-term feuding goes around, of course, we know Rollins has negative aspects with Punk. Triple H, he had negative opinions over Triple H. We understand the scheduling, the relationships. There's been bridges for majority of relationships Punk had over in the wrestling business. And that could be negatively aspected to how much his star power comes into play. Thinking that he still could have owned the place all because Roman is not there full time anymore while being the world champion. So depicted how it is, I get it. For the fans that are not caring, knowing that Punk is back on their TV screen on Monday Night Raw would pretty much like be a massive game changer. So for the fans that are just trying to enjoy just to see CM Punk again, I totally get it. For the aspects for the inside, for the outside looking in, you can get the sentiment. Just Punk is a negative Nancy. He's a cancer. He's a major mark over himself for the way he even books it or how he even prefers wrestling to be done, or just the way he can even give critiques or respond over with certain talent could rub people the wrong way. And the same thing could happen because this is a completely different atmosphere than when he was there in 2014 to how it is now. Sure, there's guys that he knows that are in higher positions like Rollins, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Roman Reigns is in a bigger atmosphere now. Thanks, he's now the face of the company. Lesnar, how he's going to get with now the younger talents like Santos Escobar, LA Knight, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. The only person that I only have any optimism coming from AEW is it's gonna be the Black Buff lady. I don't know why I had to say it like that. I know what her name is, man. But that's the only thing. That's the only optimism I have because she looks like a star. She has a presence that actually looks threatening while being attractive at the same time. And for most people, she kind of fits the aesthetic of a WWE superstar more than an AEW wrestler, whether more about in-ring, trying to appoint over that niche while still not having much of a gravitation because there's not really any major draw over in the women's division other than you could say Britt Baker. That's technically it. You could say Toni Storm is cool, but the only gravitation that she has is people know her for her OnlyFans. I hate to say it. I really don't. I don't really want to say that, but that's how it is. And I really feel like picking up somebody that is already fitting the mold with the presentation, has the look, just needs to work in ring and mainly promo and presence to build an aura around her. That would actually do well for the women's division. Having bigger personalities while having a big presence would actually be pretty valid for the women's division, not just in ring, because we already got that set down. Because people just think, just being in ring product is a bigger checkbox than getting over, and that's not always particularly the case. We've seen what the male roster does and why they're always over in the hierarchy of the card, while the women's division just feels like that's a merchandise break. Like, get yourself your souvenir cup, get a T-shirt, get a replica belt, get something. Because I think we're all more optimistic about the female signing than we are about Punk returning, just for the longevity. Jade Cargill is going to give than what Punk is going to give. Because at least Cargill was at least written off things that had nothing to do, had a struggle to actually book her. While like Punk has already burnt over his britches over at AEW. And he's back over where it all started, thanks to the only people to afford over his value and wages. So comment down below what your expectations. I have low expectations, as I think of plenty of other people that's seen or witnessed what Punk has been doing over the past couple of years, and how trying to build over a new company over in spite of WWE and then crawling right back when he knows it's not all about him. I give it 7 months. Are you going to give it lower or higher? This is practically going to be the easiest parlay of your entire life, guys. Thanks for watching the DST show. Like, comment, subscribe, follow for more. And, of course, I got an IG. If you want to follow, comment, or DM, I'm all for it.